Well, here it is, the first day of spring. Beautiful sunny day out. I got my apple. I got my cheese stick. I got my water. Because this is not only the first day of spring, it is the beginning of the Wandering Weight Watcher No Excuses Tour, and I'm bringing you along for the walk. We're starting today's adventure with a little walk through a local historical place. This is a park where we had the Battle of Fallen Timbers. Yes, my area of the state was pretty historic. So this is a nice little path. I think it's about a mile loop. And I've walked this park before. It's an easy path, and I thought just to get started, I'll start with this one. It's pretty. Half of it's in shade. I'm going to do the sunny area first. It's a little after 5 o'clock, so I mean we got plenty of daylight left. Last night it didn't get dark until after 8 o'clock. There's a little squirrel over there. I don't know if you can see him or not. Hi, Mr. Squirrel. There's a nice squirrel feeder there. Yeah. If I can zoom in on him or not. He's just waiting for me to pass. So here I am. I'm starting my walk. I'm going to the gym later tonight. So I'm doing abs at the gym. I decided I was going to do a walk here to get some leg exercise in. I got 2 directions I can go. This is the Northwest Territory Trail, apparently. And it has little historical markers here. Oh, look. There's a little stamp. You can date it here. I didn't bring one. Let's see if I can get a stamp to see if this thing is working. Hang on. Well, I got a stamp, except for it has the wrong date on it because, smart one here did not think to change the date. And now we have the proverbial fork in the road. And I'm going to go to the left first because since I've been here before, I know that this is the part that's not shaded. And you can see over that way, it goes down into the woods. So I will emerge out of the woods when I'm done with the walk. So I'm not going to leave the camera on the whole time. When I get to the first historical marker, I'll bring you back and show you what I'm doing on this walk here. But as you can see, it's a nice paved walk. It's dried out for the most part, so the rain and snow we've had has gone away. And I'll leave you on for just a little bit because up ahead we have our first historical marker. There was a battle here. Yes, it was called the Battle of Fallen Timbers. And this is Fallen Timbers Park. What do you know? Battle of Fallen Timbers was here between General Anthony Wayne, I think. I don't know. My memory isn't so good these days. Well, the woods here. When I was here before, of course, it was, fall and it was really pretty. Now it's just waiting for everything to come back to life. But what do we got here? Oh, we got soldiers. So, Fallen Timbers Battlefield and Fort Miami's National Historical Site. This one doesn't talk about the battles itself. Just talks about, you have a picture of the soldiers. So it's hard to believe that soldiers and Indians were camped out in this area. All right, I'll be back when I get to the next spot. Apparently there have been some good archaeological finds here. I've never found anything, but they found buckshots, Legion buttons. I think that'd be really cool. Rifle parts. Like a calcified rifle part there. Legion buttons. Like I said, I've never found anything here except for just good old-fashioned rocks. First time I came here, when I turned this corner here and I saw all these poles, I could just imagine all the soldiers standing at attention in this field. There's supports for trees now, but this is the actual battlefield where at least part of the Battle of Fallen Timbers took place. And this is my first time videoing while I'm walking, so please excuse my poor cameramanship. We're a little further up the trail now. This explains the Fort Miami's connection to where we are now. The British government supported the Western Confederacy with supplies, but did not authorize soldiers to assist in battle. For the British, the garrison at Fort Miami was strictly a defensive barrier to General Anthony Wayne's march northward. The British commander was ordered not to fire on the Americans unless fired upon. However, a contingency of 60 members of the Canadian militia joined the natives' fight from there. The effort is considered by some to be Canada's first foreign engagement. Oh, Canada! See, you guys were involved with us even way back then. And here we have Chief Little Turtle. The Western Confederacy united 3 prominent nations, the Miami, Shawnee, and Delaware, with additional members from other nations. Chiefs Little Turtle of the Miami and Blue Jacket of the Shawnee and Buckingahelas of the Delaware were the primary leaders. Their strong, organized alliance dealt the United States 2 major losses in 1790 and 1791. There were 1,100 warriors that fought the battle at Fallen Timbers, which is right where we are at. These warriors were from the Wyandot, Mingo, Delaware, Shawnee, Ottawa, Chippewa, and the Potawatomi tribes. So we have a very interesting history here, and there's more tree soldiers out here. And we're starting to head into the shaded area of the park, of this trail. We're about halfway through. There's a really cool bridge coming up there I'm going to show you in a minute. According to this, the battle began on August 20th, 1799. Or is it 94? Wayne's advance unit scouts and militia collided with the native Confederacy's position in the dense forest. In a fierce fight, the U.S. forces were driven back to the main columns of the Legion. Under the cover provided by the advance units, the Americans expanded in a wide front in battle formations. Throughout the process, the natives used fallen trees in the landscape to exchange gunfire with the Americans. Thus we get the name, the Battle of Fallen Timbers. We're coming up to the footbridge that I absolutely love. I don't know why, but I have a thing for these little footbridges. There's nothing below here except for a little ravine. At one time there was a stream that ran through here. It's dried up now, which is weird because we, live in an area that once was swampland. But I just love these little bridges. This isn't as treacherous as the Sky Bridge I went over in Gatlinburg, but here we go. Here's the bottom. There's nothing but a dry creek bed. But when the leaves are all in bloom, it's just absolutely stunning in here. Still not bad for the first day of spring. So we'll continue on now. We're a little more than halfway through the trail now. It's a very pleasant little thing. I've met quite a few people in the park today. 2 dogs, one little poodle named Louie, and then a lab mix called Baxter, and I got kisses from Baxter. And we're going to take a little detour over here to the left, and take a look at these historical markers that are right on the edge of the ravine. I know I keep pointing my camera down. You've probably seen enough of this gravel path. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We'll see what this says. There's markers here. Something historical happened. All throughout the trail, they have these little areas where you can kind of sit, read. Okay, so it says here, to prepare for battle, warriors from the Western Confederacy followed a fasting ritual. An unexpected 2-day wait caused by General Anthony Wayne's construction of Camp Deposit left the warriors famished and dehydrated. On the morning of the battle, Wayne's troops were further delayed by a morning thunderstorm, which is common around here. Some of the warriors left the front lines to check on their families and find food, not knowing when the first shots would be fired. When the battle finally took place, it lasted less than 2 hours and involved over 3,000 people. And apparently it happened like right here. Let's see what this one says. The natural land features and geography of the land played a major role in determining the battle strategy for both forces. This, combined with the thick forest and downed timber caused by a tornado, which is also common here, was a landscape that favored the Western Confederacy's fighting style, utilizing the dense forest. This is our dense forest. As a cover, the native warriors were well camouflaged while waiting for Wayne's Legion. And yep, there's a picture of right where we are. That's what it looks like when the leaves are in bloom. Here we are, and there's our little footbridge. Well, after the American Revolution, the arrival of more settlers to the Ohio country threatened the fragile peace between native nations, the British and the United States. Land boundaries were set between the British and the U.S. at the Treaty of Paris in 1783. However, native nations were excluded from these negotiations. Tisk, tisk, tisk. In the years preceding the Battle of Fallen Timbers, further international councils were called, but peace could not be achieved. It would have changed our whole history had peace been achieved. Since I did the trail backwards, this is actually the first historical marker on the trail. And we are heading out back into the clearing and the end of the trail. So why did they want to fight here? Well, the Maumee River Valley nurtured a hunter-gatherer life and later farming communities for thousands of Native Americans. The valley also attracted the French, British, and American settlers because of the navigable waterways and the fur trade. Clashes in land use and ownership, living patterns, and systems of government stimulated multiple conflicts leading to the Battle of Fallen Timbers. One of the earliest and most important industries in the United States and Canada was the fur trade. Beginning in the 1500s, Europeans and natives would trade furs for items such as tools and weapons. One of the most sought-after furs was beaver, used in European fashion for hats. And here, I don't know, because of the way the sun is, reenactment of a French fur trader and native hunting in a canoe. So we have lots of old canals around here where the fur trade was very, very active. And we are at the end. Okay, I'm off the trail now. I just got to my car, and first thing I'm going to do, drink some water. Trail's longer than I thought. I logged 2.27 miles, a little over 5,000 steps. Now this is one thing I'm doing now when I'm going on my hikes. I'm making sure that I'm bringing a snack for when I come off the hike. So I'm going to eat the apple, my cheese stick, and drink some more water on my way home, and then I'm going to have my lunch. So I hope you enjoyed this little excursion of mine today. I'm going to put up a separate video showing you what I ate today on the Blue Plan. I'm going to go home and eat and rest a little bit, and then I'm going to the gym about 9 o'clock because that's when things are going to clear out there. Alright, I can't seem to get the sun in the right position in my car, so I think this is the best you're going to get. But this was my first outing on my Wandering Weight Watchers No Excuses tour. And I'm hoping to have 1 or 2 of these videos up every week, at least for a while. And we'll see how it goes. This is all to help enhance my weight loss. And it doesn't hurt to learn a few things along the way either, you know. I read every single historical marker there was. And, you know, I've lived in this area all of my life. And some of the things those things I found interesting. So, and that's what I do when I go on these little excursions. I like to find out the history of where I'm at. So, okay, this was the Battle of Fallen Timbers. You can find more on the internet about it and about the historical area that I live in. And this is right here in Northwest Ohio, and this is only about 3 miles, well, maybe 4 miles away from where I live. So, who knew? All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.